The most Draymond-esque stat line of all time was dropped on opening night, as Green dropped 8 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal in 28 minutes of action while being tied with Jimmy Butler as a game-high plus 20. Draymond's passing kept the offense flowing all game, as whether it was setting up Curry, Butler, or Hield, he was dishing with patented precision. Additionally, Jonathan Kuminga was superb in the starting five, specifically in the third frame, where he scored 13 of the 17 points he scored on the night. JK's defense on Luka, decision-making, offensive awareness, and ability to read and react was all sound in the second half, even more impressive when you consider he shook off some rough plays early on. The old Kuminga may have folded after taking a couple dumb mid-rangers and missing a layup or two. Not year 5 JK though, as while this man's still only 23, he's now got enough experience to the point where there's no excuses. Kuminga led the Warriors in rebounds with 9. Jimmy Butler III's 31 points came on 74% true shooting, which included Jimmy knocking down all 16 of his free throws. Jimmy slowed down the tempo and controlled the pace of the game with his ability to read the defense and manipulate coverages with either an isolation bucket or quick read to a teammate. 3 through 5, the Warriors' forward trio up front is terrifying as it's extremely versatile and lengthy, allowing the Warriors to execute all types of defensive schemes, whether it's switching, drop, trapping, zone, or full court press. While none of Green, Kuminga, and Butler are great three-point shooters, Stephen Curry's gravity can cover up for a multitude of sins, as we saw how Steph even relocating in the Warriors' opener opened up so much for everyone else. As long as Green, Kuminga, and Butler are keeping the defense honest by draining a triple here and there, those lineups with Draymond, Jonathan, and Jimmy all present can be extremely effective. Draymond's been providing a lot of value between the four lines, but whether it's on or off the court, his mentorship of Jonathan Kuminga is just as important. Here was Green on a big rebound Kuminga made down the stretch, plus his all-around performance post-game.
His performance was great. That rebound is what everyone in the world has been waiting to see. You know, you got that athleticism. You go make big plays like that. You got superstar potential. You go make big plays. Those are game-winning plays. What did we get? Two free throws out of that? Like, those are game-winning plays, you know. And so, you know, we all can ask for opportunity. When you ask for opportunity, you must deliver. And I think he's been very vocal about his opportunity, and he delivered. And so, you know, when you see a guy that's willing to put their neck on the line and be vocal, and then they deliver, you also must reward them. Because if they don't, you tear them down. That's just naturally what happens. If you're vocal and you don't deliver, you get torn down. So when you're vocal and you go deliver the way he did all night, you know, he was guarding Luka all night. And, you know, Luka, what, he finished with 39, 40, something like that? But it was like, we didn't have to commit 2 guys. You know, so you get 43, which I always tell these guys, you're not stopping a great scorer. Like, that's just not the way this league is set up for you to stop great scorers. But you do make it tough on them. And I think all night he made it tough on him. You know, his body on body all night. And so you live with the results. And over the course of 48 minutes, you just want to wear him down. You know, and I think JK was all over him. But then, you know, he stayed so patient offensively. You know, it wasn't going well for him offensively early, and he just stayed patient. And as he stayed patient, the game just flipped in his direction. You know, and so it was about the rebound, but the overall of what we've seen since the day he showed up to camp. The force he's playing with, the force he's running with, the force he's rebounding with, the passes he's making, the drop off the out was crazy. You know, he couldn't make that play 2 years ago, you know, and so he was incredible tonight, and I want to make sure you know that.
On a lighter note, Jimmy Butler has a bet going on that he revealed, and Stephen Curry had his reaction to it.
I got a bet with I don't think it's a bad bet, but it's kind of a bad bet. With Dre, that I got to shoot a better percentage than number 30 on our team. Yeah, right? Ooh. Yeah, so. Of course I think I can. I'm going to have to. But it's a great start. But I shot double the amount that he did, too. So, but I think I could do it. If he go 8 for 8, I should be able to go 16 for 16 most nights, every night.
Steph, are you aware, Jimmy, bet Draymond that he'll have a better free throw percentage than you this year?
That's the first time I'm hearing it.
Do you think it's plausible?
No chance.
You heard what Draymond had to say about Kuminga. Well, here was Butler on Kuminga, then Kuminga on Butler.
I just want to help JK be great. I mean, he's got so much like just raw talent, and he's so aggressive. He's athletic. He's super smart, and I'm trying to teach him a little bit of what I see throughout the game. And we've been, kicking it, hanging out, watching film, and just working on our game together after practice, before practice, during practice. I know how great he wants to be and how great he can be. So it's now my job to help him fulfill that.
What did you see tonight, Adam?
Making all the right plays, shooting the ball in every open, attacking, passing the ball, guarding first and foremost. He's got it. He's got that thing that everybody else has. What you need me to do, I'll do it if it's going to help us win.
Just being a sponge, going to him every single day, not just after practice, just anytime I interact with him, just trying to pick his brain up. And I feel like in this league, he's one of the people that actually been in my shoes throughout their career, like know what I've been going through or what I've been through. And I would say just a similarity of the game and just his knowledge of the game, just as much as he knows, and that's why he's Jimmy. And just trying to pick his brain as much as I can.
Steve Kerr mentioned that rookie Will Richard looked like he was in his 7th year, while also going on about the maturation of Kuminga.
I think he's really, really matured. He's had a great camp. We've had some really good conversations. I think he has a better understanding of what we need. You saw in the first half, he took a couple of tough mid-range fadeaways that we don't want. He immediately held up his hand. He realized, that was not the shot. He had, a couple turnovers where he drove into traffic. And second half starts, and the whole talk at halftime was, let's use Steph Curry. Let's use his movement and put pressure on the defense. And because we didn't do that in the first half. And Jonathan, the first few plays of the third quarter, it was beautiful. Screen for Steph, slipped to the rim. Draymond got him a bucket. We ran our split cut stuff. They both went with Steph. He hit the wide open three. I think he just has a better sense of what's needed now compared to past years. And I think Jimmy has really helped him too. Jimmy has really talked to him a lot during camp. He's taken him aside after practices, and I think Jonathan is, you got to remember, he just turned 23, so I talk about this a lot, but, he's basically, he played, 8 games in the G League bubble and came to us basically as like a freshman in college. That's how I looked at it. And so a lot of the players today just don't get the same experience, reps that they did years ago. And for him, it hasn't been easy to find minutes on our team. And I'm really proud of him for staying with it and really maturing. And it's a great start for him and for us.
Another video itself could be made breaking down the amazing stage we're at in the Buddy Hield cycle, where he cooks. So on that note, I'll leave off this interview-styled video with Buddy on a very serious topic.
Buddy, can you describe your relationship with Jimmy?
You can't figure it out already?
I mean, just like, is there anything that we don't already know about?
I just don't like him. Simple as that. Nah, Jimmy's cool, man. You know that, as you've seen. Jimmy's cool. Like he said, he's been that spark for his team. And like I said, he just brings a unique vibe that every team needs. And we can't ask much for that.